Looking ahead to tonight and this Bucs team who Baker Mayfield and the offense, this team in general, has dealt with these injuries. They've been figuring out ways to score touchdowns and get the offense moving in games without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. Tonight, Mike Evans is likely to play, but Emeka Egbuka, he is more of a game time decision, although it sounds like they're pretty optimistic about him playing. We've seen guys like Tez Johnson emerge, who it's the purest thing to me that he thought the MVP chants were for him instead of Baker Mayfield after he scored his first touchdown in the NFL. And I just love the fact that he also leaned into it and was like, yeah, how about this, guys? I thought those were for me. It makes me feel like one day maybe they will be for you, Tez. So how does this team, what do you think going into tonight? How does this offense get going? And what are your expectations for Baker Mayfield against this banged up Lions defense?
Right. I'm going to put those comments by Tez as just a youthful exuberance after scoring your first touchdown ever. So, I mean, I would be excited too. I remember my first touchdown. I didn't get MVP chance, but I had that same feeling like the world is on fire and I'm leading the charge. So this team is fun to watch, Colleen, as you know, and it's largely because of Baker, but also because of the job that Josh Grizzard's doing on offense, not adjusting the offense because your star players are out. I mean, Mike's been out since the Jets game, I think. And it's allowed some young guys who we didn't expect to play or have to play early come in and shine. Like you mentioned Tez Johnson. You could easily have said Cam Johnson, who was a superstar a year ago in training camp and then got hurt. We never heard from him again. Now all of a sudden he's getting a chance to play, and he's showcasing the ability that we thought he had a year ago. So it's just fun to watch them all kind of accept the role of filling in for our superstars. I mean, we got three receivers, including Chris Godwin. You mentioned, Emeka and Mike, but Chris Godwin's been out most of the year. He's only played 2 games this year, and it's forced some other guys to step up and play, and they have. And certainly all that credit goes to Baker because Baker's playing like the MVP. I mean, there's just so many examples of why he's the best player in football right now. But I do give credit to the way that Josh Grizzard has evolved. This is first year calling plays, man. Like he was a pass game coordinator last year with Liam Cohen. Before that, he was basically like an intern in Miami that had a couple opportunities to stay in the league, and then we hire him, and you see his process evolve over the course of the year, and he's getting really good at it, man. It's fun to watch. So I don't anticipate this Lions defense that's beat up tonight to be able to just stop this Bucs offense because they got some injuries as well.
Okay, well, let's flip it around to the other side to the Bucs defense. Todd Bowles does such a great job, and it's funny because I feel like this team has really taken the personality of Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield's personality is so different from Todd Bowles, and you can see the two of them, both of their influence throughout this entire team. So this defense has to deal with players like Amon-Ra St. Brown. How does the defense slow down a player of his caliber, and how did your defense do that against top receivers when you were playing?
Yeah, well, we very rarely changed what we did on defense. Todd Bowles' defense, completely different. He's got so many variations and iterations to his coverage schemes and what he asks his players to do. Look, there's some really good players on this Bucs defense. Zion McCollum was hurt last week. He's hopefully coming back. I don't know what his status is, but I think he's coming back. We drafted a kid. His name is Jacob Parrish out of Kansas State. He has done an awesome job at nickel, and he's been starting outside with some of the injuries as well. That'll be the main matchup. As I'm watching this game, I'm gonna say to myself, how is Jacob Parrish faring against Amon-Ra St. Brown, either outside or in the slot? Because obviously he is their go-to guy, but in terms of throwing the football. But if I was preparing for this Lions offense, there's one guy I'm looking at. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. Like there's one guy that could just wreck your day, and it's him. Not only because he can catch the ball out of the backfield, it's just his explosiveness. And I look at the matchup there, and you're saying, who's dealing with him? Is it Tyke Smith? Is it Antoine Winfield? Is it Levante David or Servassier Dennis, the two linebackers? And the advantage physically with all four of those guys is with Jahmyr Gibbs. So that he's the guy that you have to really take care of. Jared Goff is having another great year. I think he's third in touchdown passes right now. It's beginning because he has all those weapons. You always like to think games like this turn into shootouts and the team with the last possession wins. I would not be shocked if that's how this one ends up tonight.
Yeah, Ronde, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Why does Jared Goff not get enough love nationally?
Yeah, because he failed once in the mind of his head coach in Los Angeles. When you're a high draft pick and you go to same reason Baker does it or hasn't gotten it. You get drafted high, you fail at the team that drafted you, and the narrative just sticks with you that you can't play, which is completely ridiculous because Jared Goff took them to the Super Bowl and lost, right? But then he comes to Detroit and he turns into the dude that you thought he was, right? When they drafted him, with a great surrounding supporting cast, a great team surrounding him and buying into him. I don't know. I mean, people that know. You know what I mean? I watch enough football. I know how good he is. I would never say he wasn't good. Does he excite you all the time? No. I mean, he's not Baker Mayfield. He's not like Josh Allen. He's not lighting up the field with these extraordinary type of plays. But the consistency and the level of confidence that he's playing with these past couple of years, dude. I mean, he is what he is. He's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, it's so interesting to this game and this quarterback matchup because you're right. The temperament of both guys couldn't be more opposite.
Right. Baker's different. Colleen just mentioned, but the difference between Baker and Todd Bowles. Their temperaments are actually pretty similar. Todd's a tough dude, man. Like that quiet, calm demeanor that you get, that you see in the press conferences, where he's just kind of looks like he's completely uninterested, is like there's an undercurrent of like rage there that never comes out unless you're on the wrong side of it. But when you see it, you're like, oh, that's it. So Todd likes a team that's tough, has a tough mentality, could deal with anything. Adversity is like part of the growth process, and that's what Baker has brought. So they're actually very similar. Colleen, he's got that
fire under the surface, just bubbling.
Yes, but Baker's just is unmasked always.
Yes, exactly.
It's just right there. It's on his sleeve.
Well,
all the time.
Todd Bowles sometimes has that Caldwellian stare.
Yes, exactly. And he's like sort of soft-spoken. Yeah. So but that he is like, he's a killer. Like in terms of his defense, he is going to go out there and he is going to try and wreck a game plan.
Right.
But just
a man of few words. That's all it is.
You know what? It doesn't take many words, honestly.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.